Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
That was serious.
I'm gonna kill you. And your whole family. So Keith Clark Hoyos sent us a whiskey.
Keith Clark Hoyos, you magnificent bastard!
He sent us one, he said there's another one coming and he thinks the other one might piss you off.
Me? Mm-hmm. I love whiskeys.
No, the other one. I don't know what the other one is. This one, Keith, I'm gonna be honest, man.
Is there a dad joke on
I don't know, it might be. Keith, I'm gonna be honest, little trepidation.
Hatfield,
a little feeling of trepidation when opening this.
Hatfield and McCoy.
He bought this because of
brand.
our biscuit war. He thought it would be appropriate that there's like a feud whiskey, you know. Now, here's what Keith may have not researched and realized. This is a flavored whiskey.
All right. It is a good flavor.
Don't know. We'll find out. Now, here's the other funny thing. So I was reading up on this, and Caitlin Best at Whiskey Wash reviewed this originally.
Yeah.
And she said she was nervous about reviewing it because when they first announced it on Whiskey Wash, there ended up being a brawl in the comments. And it was because the people who were releasing it named it the legendary Hatfield and McCoy whiskey, basing it on the actual history of the Hatfields and McCoys, right?
So those that aren't from the States, it's two families, like the biggest family feud you could possibly
imagine. It went multiple generations. It went so far that the people who ended it couldn't remember why it started.
Yeah, they're just
But
killing
they were
each
all
other.
just, if you knew the other family, you found them, you killed them, right?
Yeah.
So, any case, Williamson, Virginia, West Virginia is where they talk about this being, but she said,
is this high rye?
The people behind it have the Hatfield and McCoy Alliance LLC, where Courtney Quick McCoy and John T. Hatfield.
Okay.
Right? However, Mark Hatfield, another Hatfield, and a handful of his supporters disputed the legitimacy of their brand, saying not only was the whiskey not made according to the family recipe, but that the McCoys involved aren't direct descendants. So we started a new feud.
So
only this time, hopefully, we're not shooting each other.
Generational bloodshed aside, let's talk about the whiskey that may or may not be flavored.
So supposedly this is...
It smells high rye to me.
A produced whiskey, according to a couple of recipes mixed together.
Do we know if it's high rye?
I don't know. Now, the other thing that makes me disappointed, it does say aged a minimum of 4 months on it, so it's young.
Yeah, it's pretty...
and they're using what's called the TerraPure process, which is a company who insists that they have a patented process that they go in and remove all the unwanted flavor components bad from whiskey for you, so you don't have to wait for the barrels to do that. So it's another company trying to hyper-age whiskey.
Oh, trying to cheat time?
Yeah, trying to cheat time. And what you know, if you know the process, is you can do that by just doing it right and waiting and being patient. You can distill correctly and then age correctly and eliminate unwanted. Exactly.
So
okay.
What's
so
the
smells?
Yeah. What's
vanilla?
Son of a. So you said this is a flavored whiskey. What flavor is that?
I don't know.
Because it smells pretty standard whiskey-ish to me. I'm getting a lot of rye on the nose.
I'm not getting a lot of rye. I'm just getting
sweet. Sweeter than I expected.
I'm getting donuts or pastries. Bear claw. I'm getting a bear claw.
Yeah, it definitely tastes young, and it's not bitey.
Super vanilla.
Is this a low? Yeah, 40%. 40% alcohol.
And it does have some really green notes in there. And at the end, there's a slight bitterness, where the oak tannins are.
Yes, at the end. But on the front end, you're going to get some sweetness. And you mentioned like bear claw pastry?
Yeah, it feels not very cohesive. It feels sort of brittle and shiny. So I learned something over the weekend with Nancy Fraley.
I would not have pegged this as a flavored whiskey.
Not me either.
If you hadn't said anything. Nancy Fraley. Who is Nancy Fraley?
She is the nose. She's a industry-renowned blending and maturation expert in brandies and spirits and craft spirits in America.
So maturation means what? We know what blending means.
Aging things in barrels.
Okay. So the right barrels to age things in, how long
Everything.
to age them.
Everything about it.
Okay.
Now, one thing she taught me, which is something I've noticed in a lot of... Remember I said there's some whiskeys that lift a soapy flavor
So
for me?
you went to this blending class.
I drove up to Denison, to Iron Root Distillery.
And she was doing...
Iron Root Republic.
She was doing
a class there. There's about 20 of us.
Right.
Really cool people. I had a good time. But remember I said that I tried some whiskeys that tasted slightly soapy to me? She said there's a thing that happens if you proof a whiskey too fast down to bottling proof. You can actually separate the chemical components and create a soapy flavor in the whiskey.
So you can't do that just like dumping it.
Yeah, you can't just say, here's a 60% alcohol. We need it at 40. Dump it in and lower it to 40 and bottle it and call it good.
I totally would have done that.
You can actually fracture the whiskey that way.
All right.
And it ends up creating a brittle and thin whiskey with soapy notes.
So how long is this process supposed to take?
In brandy, it can take 5 to 10 years to get a spirit down to the right proof. I know, right? She said if you can get at least 3 months,
Okay.
then you will be better for it.
Okay.
Basically, the longer you can take, the better you'll be for it.
So we could push it to like 72 hours. is what I heard. That's what I heard.
No. Yeah.
All right. H. Hildering. # Team Bread.
It became a thing after we argued about... I think our camera is slightly at an angle leaning to your side.
Just, it makes you look taller. Shut the hell up.
Oh.
I disliked the American bread when I was over there. Here in Holland, we have really good bread, not so dense and with more flavors, seeds, different types of barley, and so on.
That's true.
And the Americans I know also really love it. You need to have more good breads over there.
Yes!
Oh, and I really love pound cakes, but baked bread at home, not the supermarket cakes, too artificial for me, just the cakes like my mom baked. Really, that was worth reading on the whiskey review
No, you know,
channel.
it's actually true. I didn't understand bread. So when I was in Amsterdam the first time, I was in a hostel, and my job was to cut the morning bread up into slices. And I thought it was all bad. I got the first batch, and it was delivered in the front door on the porch in a milk crate. And I grab it, and it was as hard as this. And it was fresh bread, supposedly.
Yeah.
And I put it in the cutter, and it cuts through, and the inside was perfectly soft and moist.
Oh, wow.
Right? And so while I lived over there, I got used to bread having this seriously intense crust that you had to just tear through, but the inside being amazing. And the first time I got back to the States and made toast or got bread, it tasted mushy.
Yeah.
It tasted like the crust had gone bad because even the crust was soft.
All right.
Freaked me out a little bit.
You're trying to make the bread vault a thing.
I know, I really am. You're caught onto it.
It's not a thing.
I'm trying to turn it into the bread vault.
It's not a thing.
All right, I give up. I'm over the bread vault.
All right, good. Because how many more questions did you copy and paste?
All of them.
About bread. Oh, look, another one. All right, what? I don't know what to compare this to.
You know what? I do.
What's that?
Remember the last time we thought we had really vanilla sweet whiskeys? There were 2 of them. Rebecca Creek and TX blended whiskey.
Oh, TX is super sweet.
Coffee flavored sugar water.
Super sweet, man.
And Rebecca was like a vanilla version of the same thing.
Coffee flavored sugar water?
Yeah, remember
TX?
it was like a cappuccino.
No, TX.
Yeah.
The
TX blended we thought was sort of a cappuccino thing.
No, I don't know if it was cappuccino. It was like super sweet vanilla is what I remember.
No, that was the Rebecca Creek. That was
Get them both.
Vanilla.
Get them both for science. We need to know. All right, while you pour the whiskeys. Anton Vinnick. Hey guys, amazing work. Not only am I learning a lot for myself, you help me selling whiskey and talk about it. I work at a bar and the numbers on whiskey are rising during my shifts.
Yes, well done you.
Good on you, Anton. Thanks for the good work and greetings from Germany. Oh, that's awesome.
It wasn't coffee, it was...
That's right, it wasn't coffee.
It was, what do you call it at the fair? You get it on a big stick.
Creamy vanilla, man.
No. It was
ice cream.
No, what is it?
Who remembered the Texas more accurately?
Probably. Here, what is it? The way you get it wrapped up at the fair and it's on the stick and it melts in your mouth.
Oh, it's melted ice cream, man.
Yeah, but come on, what is that thing? I can't think of.
Cake?
No, on a stick and it's whiskey.
Cotton candy?
Yes, cotton candy. That is cotton candy. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Pure cotton candy.
And 0 cappuccino.
Then it must have been I just remembered one of them was cappuccino. Was it the Rebecca?
Let's try. This really is a dessert whiskey. The Texas, it's soup. If you don't like sweet, don't go anywhere near it. Texas blended. It's like melted vanilla ice cream. Morris Mess.
Yeah, the other one's not even that sweet.
What a coincidence. I just ordered Blackbush today because Jim Murray rated it 95 out of 100, which translates to that is a superstar whiskey that gives us all a reason to live. But after hearing you guys, I kind of regret paying the extra bucks for the Blackbush instead of the original. Still looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't get that rating for the Blackbush.
I don't get it at all.
Man, there's so much less going on compared to even the original Bushmills there.
Dude, I can't find the Rebecca Creek. I think I ditched it because I so disliked it.
No, you just lost it.
Ah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Found it. No, okay. Remember ratings? People who review and rate things? Remember that has nothing to do with whether or not you're going to like it.
So,
we keep saying this. No one believes us.
I would be open to doing a rating system if it was
crowdsourced.
No. Well, crowdsourced, fine, all day. But if somebody wants a rating system out of me or you, it's just a personal rating system. For me, this whiskey is 85 out of 100. No, you would have a different rating.
Remember my whole speech about how
I really don't.
Reviewers are like Rolling Stone album reviewers?
I promise you I don't.
And the trick was, you just need to find the reviewer who thinks all the same things you do about things, and then follow them, because when they review something, you're more likely to agree with it.
It's a nice balance. The Rebecca Creek is a nice balance of cherry and apple for me.
Yeah, I still get coffee notes in that one.
Nah, there's no coffee.
But no, the Hatfield and McCoy is decent budget sweet drinking whiskey. And I don't even know if it's budget. Keith, thank you.
Yes, super magnificent, super bastard. I love how
super bastard.
I love how people try to become mooches
and magnificent all
bastards.
Yeah.
Like just okay.
No one's trying to become a som except the people who show up and hang out with us. Like
soms are nerds.
We are. Nerd. We really are.
All right.
All right. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you steal a lover's heart.
If you drink, may you drink with us. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.